Today I'm going to show you how to make homemade chicken broth. You're watching the Bear Pantry Show. Look at me learning how to use the organic extra virgin olive oil. Remember I told you guys I didn't like the smell and the taste of it, so I was trying really hard to get used to it. Well, I figured out what the problem was. The olive oil that I had was old, and when it gets old, it kind of smells awful. So this is brand new, and we've been using it. See, it's almost done. And what I'm gonna do is put just a little bit in this big old pot. I think that's like a couple tablespoons. I'm gonna allow it to heat up, and I'm gonna show you what we do next in making homemade chicken broth. As our pot heats up, let me show you what I have here. These are all chicken thighs. I washed it in a little bit of distilled white vinegar like I always do. And I cleaned off some of the icky fat that was like in these parts right here. I left the skin on because we're making broth, and to make broth you want it kind of rich, and the skin has a lot of the oils and stuff that you need in it. So this is just a pack of chicken thighs. I put salt and pepper and the ricotta. Of course, you guys know you can replace the ricotta with paprika, right? Or paprika. So my pot's ready. Let me add the pieces to the pot now. So the oil is ready. Adding the first piece. And we're going to add them all at the same time. And although all I'm making right now is broth from this, I will brown the meat on both sides. Only because I am going to get some broth off of this. But I also want to turn the rest of this chicken into some type of a chicken soup, because I don't want this to go to waste. So I am going to brown them on both sides. But if you were just making plain old broth and you had chicken parts like necks and backs and stuff like that, and you just wanted to get the broth off of it, you wouldn't have to brown the chicken. So I'm going to brown them on both sides. And you know that takes a while, like 7 minutes I think on each side. And then when I come back, I'm going to add the water to show you how much water we want to add to actually turn this into, to get the chicken broth off of this. So it's been about 12 or so minutes later. I browned the chicken pieces on both sides. Like I said, if we're just doing plain old chicken broth, we wouldn't have to brown them. We'd just basically boil the chicken. But I really don't want to let it go to waste. You know, boil the chicken and do what with the rest of it, right? I don't try to waste anything. That's why I call this the Bear Pantry Show, because I hate waste. You know, I remember times when the pantry was bare, and so I always try to make do with everything I have. So now that both sides are browned, all we're going to do is add a lot of water. Can you guys see that there already? See all that gravy? That's actually the broth that we're trying to get. So I'm going to go fill my cup up right here. That's only 2 cups right there. I'm going to go fill it up right now, and we're going to pretty much fill this to the rim right here. Hold on. So this 2-cup measurement, I pretty much filled it like 6 times, because this pot is big, okay? And look at all that. See the stuff that's on the top? That's what we're looking for. That's our broth. In the meanwhile, I have this right here. This is just the this is the marinade, so to speak, from the ricotta off of the chicken when we season it up and use it from this bowl. So we just want to put that in there. And we're going to let this cook for about a half hour. And pretty much at that point, we're going to get our broth off the top of that chicken. And then I might just go ahead and make some chicken soup for us today. I already have chicken soup at the site. So if you want to see how that's made, you can go ahead and take a look at that video. But in the meantime, today's video is actually the chicken broth that I want to get off of this chicken. But because I don't want anything to go to waste, I'm actually going to make a soup out of the remainder of this. It's been about a half hour later, and I want to show you my finished product for the broth. See? This is actually like 1 measuring cup. If you didn't put the ricotta or the paprika, then it would be a clearer type of a liquid for the broth, but I like color to my stuff. So that's why I put the ricotta or the paprika. So this is basically our finished product right here, our chicken broth. Here's a better view. This is a couple cups of our chicken broth. And basically this is homemade. It doesn't have any MSG, nothing, no preservatives added to it. It's actually so good, and you can use it in so many recipes. So as you can see, there's nothing hard to making chicken broth from scratch, right? It's pretty simple. All you want to do is get some chicken parts, and I like using the thighs because the thighs are actually the fattiest part of the chicken, and actually it makes a good, nice, thick, hearty broth. I know people use broth to put in their stuffings. I don't happen to do it that way, but of course you can use this broth to put in your stuffing. And what I'm actually going to do with this in the next couple of days is make a wonderful broccoli cheese soup, and I'll do a video on that, okay? Thank you guys for watching the show, for sharing it with your friends and family, for subscribing to the show, and also for picking up the book. Until I see you again, take care.